What is up, YouTube? We are back. I am Sutton Def. That's simply AS10, and you are watching the Purple Rain podcast, episode 49 to be exact. Who's that, Alex? Who's that?
Chris Board.
Chris Board. So shout out to Chris Board. This episode is dedicated to him. Y'all know how we do here. Thank you guys for watching. I just kind of want to lead with that because we have so many supporters that we've gotten over the past 6-7 months that we've been making videos, and you guys are just the Rain Gang is so supportive, man. We just can't we can't thank you guys enough truly for what you guys do for us. So big shout out to you guys. We appreciate you guys so much. And make sure you like the video. If you're just getting here, like the video. This is a lot to talk about tonight, guys. You guys can see the title of the video. I think this is going to be a good one. So stay tuned, strap in.
Get those thinking caps on because we're going to be picking your brain a lot tonight. Let's get ready
for it. Absolutely. And if you're watching the live stream, big shout out to you. Thank you for joining the live stream tonight. If you're not watching the live stream and you're a Replay Gang member, then make sure you like the video as well and leave your comments down below as we go through the video as you listen, because we want to get you guys' opinions just as much as we want to get the opinions of everybody watching live as well. Yes. But just some other housekeeping things. My guy Simply AS10, he does have a Twitter. He does have an Instagram. You can follow him on both of those platforms as Simply AS10. Instagram is simplyas10.prod. And tell them about the YouTube channel, bro. How's it going?
Well, I hit 20K. Cannot thank everybody enough for the support. Long hours, a lot of tired nights grinding. But hey, that's what it's here for. And the mixes are coming back. Ravens video tomorrow. Heard it here first. Heard it here first
on the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to the Simply AS10 YouTube channel. As for me, you can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. You can hit me up, DM me. We can chop it up about Ravens football, NFL talk, life, food, whatever. Doesn't matter. Anything. That goes for my guy Alex too. We love to interact with you guys. So make sure you guys are reaching out to us because we love that. The Rain Gang is in full effect tonight.
Are we surprised?
In the chat. I'm not surprised.
We're not.
Not surprised at all. The whole gang is in here. We got our guy Ravenous Quando in here. Cal is in the building. Our guy K-Dog is in the building as well. Big shout out to K-Dog, Mod K-Dog, Mod Cal, Mod Rush is in the building as well. Big shout out to Rush, my guy. He says Chris Board episode. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Anonymous is in the building as well. Void, Zach George, Josh Price is in the building. Big shout out to you, bro. Thank you for coming through the stream tonight. Emmanuel Asapo, Ron TV. Yeah, it's Boz, King, Kimberly Hunt. You guys are amazing. This is what we just got done talking about. You guys are amazing. You guys are in full effect tonight. We appreciate you guys for coming through and rocking out with the Rain Gang. Boz says, yo, Rain Gang, how you guys feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Man?
Yeah,
you feeling
good?
Tell
us.
Yeah.
Better be feeling good.
Let us know. Andre Mars says, what's up, Purple Rain Gang? What's up, Andre? How you doing tonight? Andrew Sakara is in the building. Kimberly Harmon says, you guys rock. Love the live stream. Big shout out to you, Kimberly. Thank you so much for joining the stream tonight. Adit Mahmood is in the house.
Ooh.
Okay. Yes, sir. My God, he says, what's up? Shout out to Orioles pitcher John Means, who threw a no-hitter yesterday and currently has a 1.37 error on the season.
Yeah.
ERA, yeah. Bro, that is a dope hat that you got on, bro.
Appreciate it. I mean, it's just the basic. Thank you. I mean, it's the basic. You can get lids, but yeah, I mean, how to pull it out. Literally, we have not thrown a no-hitter since 91. And a full complete game no-hitter since 1969. Yesterday is the World Series for Orioles fans because we're not going to get one anytime soon. So just got to enjoy it. Yeah.
That's history right there. Big shout out to 410 Baltimore Sports.
Yes.
Showing out. A bunch of you guys I see here in the live stream now are new. I see Daquan Jones. I see Jose Castillo. I mean, some of you guys may not be new. I may just kind of miss you guys' comments, but
try to remember everybody.
Hey, big shout out to all you guys who are new to the Rain Gang as well. We're all a big happy family here. We like to talk Ravens football, NFL talk, and things like that. But Alex,
Sutton, Izzy, Sutton.
We have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff to get to tonight, bro. We do. Woo! Real quick, Raimi is in the house as well. Big shout out to Raimi.
My Raimi coming through.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, man. But a lot has happened since the last time that we talked.
Got a new player on the team.
We did.
Got some stuff to talk about, but we can just lead with it real quick.
Yeah,
Alejandro Villanueva. It's official. I mean, we were talking about it. I think we knew it. He signed with the Ravens, 2-year deal. There's some shade at the Steelers. We'll get into that. But I'll I'll throw it. Like it, love it, hate it. How you feeling?
Like it, love it, hate it. Hey man, I like it. I like it. I don't
Okay.
love it. The reasons why I don't love it is because one, he primarily plays left tackle. That was like, his entire career basically. Play left tackle. He's moving over to the right tackle position. I watched the interview. It seems like he'll be pretty comfortable moving over, making that switch to right
Yeah.
tackle. So I'm not too concerned about it, but it is a worry. It is a concern, like in the slightest. But there's that. And then there's also just the fact that he doesn't really seem to, and I was texting you about this earlier, he doesn't really seem too enthusiastic to pass block. He's coming out of a system where, they pass the ball like a million times a game in Pittsburgh. And now it's going to be like a complete change, and I don't necessarily know if it's like his ability to pass block is why he doesn't like to do it. I've heard from a lot of Steelers fans that he's not the greatest pass blocker. Is that what you've heard too?
Just like a boss's comment. I'm not gonna say it. We can just pull up there for those who want to read it. This is from a Steelers fan. No bias here, just telling us how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen similar after watching his film. He did get blown up at the point of attack. With that being said, he was on the blind side of Ben Roethlisberger. So maybe, just maybe, him being on the right side, not being on the blind side, Lamar can bail him out like Lamar has bailed out every single lineman on this line. He will bail them out. That's my only hope. I mean, I'm going to say like it. I did hate it at first, but ever since Dennis Kelly has injury concerns, I like it. I get it. And it's only $8 million guaranteed. So it's a team-friendly contract as well.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from, bro. I really do. But with Alejandro Villanueva, excuse me, I really just hope that he's not, like you said, getting beat at the point of attack consistently, especially against, opponents in our division. To Boz's point, TJ Watt is going to be coming after him. Myles Garrett is going to be coming
throwing
after
helmets
him.
at him.
You know what I mean? And the last thing we need is Clowney. The last thing we need is immediate pressure on Lamar because our right tackle is not all up to par when it comes to pass blocking. Am I right?
It's below average. It's terrible. And
Right.
I hate bringing it up, but it failed us in the final game of the season last year. Tyree Phillips missing the block and J.K. Dobbins. So who knows? Maybe if Villanueva was there, he'd pick up the block because Lamar needs literally a half a second and it's a touchdown to Marquise Brown. But that's neither here nor there. Let's just hope that he can. Honestly, I just want average play. I don't want all pro bowl. I'm not expecting that. I would love it, but I'm just expecting average play and just don't be bad. That's how I'm going. Just don't be bad.
They're just a veteran presence too, right?
Exactly.
Just
He's
somebody
played in the big games.
Right.
Knows AFC North football.
Right. Exactly. That's another big thing. Knows AFC North football. That's huge. Right?
Yeah.
I think, another thing is since he is like a better run blocker than he is a pass blocker, according to what I've gathered, that's definitely gonna pay dividends for us. That's one of the things that I like about this pickup because we have basically behemoths on our offensive line now.
Can we just go through it?
Yeah, we can definitely go through. We can definitely go through it. So you got left tackle at Ronnie Stanley, and then left guard is probably going to be Ben Cleveland. Center is probably going to be Bradley Bozeman. Right guard, of course, is Kevin Zeitler. And then right tackle, now we have Alejandro Villanueva. So when you put all those guys together, that sounds like a pretty stout offensive line, does it not?
And let's just go back to last year, week 1, what our line was. I mean, there was Stanley, Bozeman, Skura, I believe. Right guard, was it Fluker and then Phillips? Who was... I'm not sure right guard, right tackle. No, right guard was Fluker. Right tackle was Orlando Brown.
Right, yeah.
I think,
was playing right tackle.
Yeah, it was then Fluker and Phillips. They were just always flip-flopping in that right guard position.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but let's just hope it's good. I mean, with our running back, I mean, with J.K. Dobbins following like a Cleveland or a Zeitlin behind, it's gonna be just scary.
Yeah.
I just want the season to start right now. Getting excited thinking about it.
Definitely getting very excited thinking about this season starting up already. But I see a couple of you guys in the chat saying that you like the move, that you don't like the move. I see Cal says Alejandro Villanueva needs more discipline, but the Ravens can do that.
Okay.
And it's kind of funny that you bring up Alejandro Villanueva needing more discipline when I know he did serve in the military for a couple of years. So I mean, that's kind of funny that he needs more discipline. And but coming from like Steelers fan, somebody who like knows like the inside of that locker room, I get it. There's certain players who there's more than what meets the eye sometimes.
Yeah.
But what did you really make of the whole Alejandro Villanueva taking kind of like the shots at Juju Smith-Schuster and that Steelers offense?
Maybe joking, maybe serious. We're never gonna know the true like meaning behind it because he won't tell us. But I don't know. I'm gonna go 60% like joking, 40% meaning it. Because there was a little bit of like he did mean it. Because I think it just being on the line, you're blocking for these guys, and they're just like getting all the attention. I mean, the line gets attention in Baltimore. I mean, from what we give them their props, and so do the reporters around here. So maybe he just wants some recognition.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, honestly. But I think that it was more so like on purpose. Like it was kind of like a shot towards Juju. Because I honestly don't think that him, like a player like Alejandro Villanueva and Juju Smith-Schuster, I feel like their goals are in two totally different places when it comes to like this football stuff. I feel like Alejandro Villanueva is a lot more about his business, very buttoned up. He's coming in to do this job, and he's coming in to do it this way.
Yeah.
As opposed to Juju, he's a little bit of a younger guy. He's out there to have more fun. He's still a really good player, but he has his fun doing the TikTok things and everything like that. But I feel like Alejandro Villanueva, he really just wants to. He's about like his work, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Can you imagine if we signed Juju and then got Villanueva?
Oh my goodness, that'd be.
Can you just imagine that? Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with Watkins, but just the hypotheticals.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Got from TTB Ravens Media in the house. Big shout out to those guys over there. Make sure you guys are checking out their content as well. He says he's a military guy. When you see dudes just messing around all the time, it gets frustrating. He probably wasn't having any of it. Yeah.
And they also went from being a powerhouse in the AFC. Think about it. They were the best line when they had Bell, when they had Brown. And then kind of seeing the decline has to be frustrating too, because he knows what he's capable of. And they were and they haven't made the playoffs the past 2 years either.
Yeah.
Well, they made it this year, but before that, previous 2 years, they didn't make it. So.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. We have Chris Reed here says he's the best replacement for Orlando Brown Jr. and the closest player we could get at the moment. He will be fine.
I want to bring something up though, real quick. Bringing up Orlando Brown Jr. With Charles Leno being released from the Bears, you saw that, right?
Yeah.
Could maybe the Chiefs maybe just be kicking themselves in the butt? Like, wow, we gave up a first-round pick for Orlando Brown Jr., who we have to re-sign. Yes, I get he's good, but Charles Leno has literally hasn't missed a start. And I don't think Orlando Brown Jr. has either, but it's like they could have gotten him for a lot cheaper and saved their draft picks.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean that kind of that's how it is when you're having that. Yeah. What is that? What's the mentality that we always talk about? Just that mentality of just going out and just getting what you need, just going for in the offseason. And win now mode, exactly. Like when you do that, you kind of make those impulsive type of moves, decisions, because it's like, okay, we need this, that, and the third. So we're going to try to accomplish and get those things as soon as possible. And sometimes when that happens, it's like when you buy something, right? And then like 2 weeks later, you see that same item went on sale.
That's the most annoying thing in the world.
Exactly. But real quick, we have a super chat donation, the first super chat donation of the night, coming from our guy.
Oh, G-Money.
Yeah, man. Gerald, as always, man, we appreciate you for supporting the channel. Thank you so much. He says, big shout out to Purple Rain and number 31 of the Baltimore Orioles, #John Means.
Yeah. And a big shout out to you, Gerald, for coming through. Per usual, it's every episode, and we cannot thank you enough.
Yeah. We can't thank you enough, Gerald. We appreciate you. But yeah, the whole Alejandro Villanueva, at the end of the day, I really am a big fan of it because it is like, it's an improvement over what we have. It's an improvement over what we have. It's more stability in that position, which I really do like. And I feel like we're definitely going to need going into this season. We just got a lot of new weapons, a lot of new receivers. J.K. Dobbins is probably going to be even more of a threat in the offense this season. So, we're going to need to win in the trenches. And I think this gives us.
And what do you say about the trenches? And what do you say?
Every game is won and lost in the trenches, man.
And we talked about it last year with the defense. We lost defensively. Yeah. And we addressed that. Now we're addressing it. I mean, let's think about the changes to the offensive line already.
Right.
I mean, Orlando Brown gone. Okay, cool. We get Zeitler. We get Villanueva. Draft Ben Cleveland, who's probably going to be a starter. And we have some guys behind him. Powers, TCC, Ben Bredesen. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Get a little bit of depth in there. We have another super chat donation
Okay.
rolling in from Noel. Says, "Hey, Rain Gang," with a purple heart. Thank you so much, Noel.
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
how are you doing? Thank you
Yeah,
for
let
joining the
us know.
stream.
Sound off.
Yeah, sound off. Thank you. Yeah. So we filled a lot of our team needs this offseason.
Yeah.
You know, as much as people would like to say that this offseason hasn't been the greatest, or you know, you may be paying attention to teams like the Browns or the Chiefs, other teams like
the
that,
Buccaneers,
the Bucks, you know, and you may get a little bit jealous. But when
Yeah.
you really think about it, the Ravens are doing a phenomenal job at
Yeah.
patching up the holes that they had going into this offseason. And those holes were, okay, down in the trenches. We have offensive line trouble. They went ahead and they stapled that up, you know. And then they went ahead and they got a Sammy Watkins in free agency. And they also went out and got Rashad Bateman with their first round pick. So we see it again just like we saw it last season. EDC, he's going to make the exact moves that he needs to make to fill our positions, our positions of need. So, yeah.
And is it time? Should we bring the graphic up right now and just talk about the offense?
You know, I think we should. I think we should talk a little bit more about this Ravens offense. So, just kind of like, you know, on top of the addition of getting Alejandro Villanueva on our squad, we also have new players as well. Other new players along the line. So you guys can see the graphic here. This is what the projected Ravens 2021 offense is going to look like, right?
Yeah.
So just kind of going through the players from left to right so you guys can know. On the far left at wideout, we have Sammy Watkins, and then they have Hollywood Brown in the slot. Left tackle, like I was saying before, Ronnie Stanley. Left guard, Ben Cleveland. Center, Bradley Bozeman. Right guard, Kevin Zeitler. Right tackle, Alejandro Villanueva, with Andrews lining up next to him at tight end. And then also on the other end of the field, you have Rashad Bateman as well. And then let's take a look at the back. First round pick. But let's take a look at the backfield.
Okay.
We have J.K. Dobbins, who is primed to have a breakout season. If, you know, all signs point that way, basically. I think we can all agree there. Gus Edwards as another running back, just big bruiser,
Underrated.
you know, underrated super, man. Just grossly underrated if you ask me and Alex. And then at fullback, we have Pat Ricard. Respect Pat Ricard, because he can literally turn like a stagnant offense to, you know, an offense that's moving down the field, and we saw that in the Titans game. If you want to go back and look at that, you can.
That first
and
drive.
then exactly, and then most importantly, we have Lamar Jackson. So when you take a look at this Ravens 2021 offense, Alex, the question is this.
Okay.
And this is the title of the video.
Well, let's get into it.
Are there any more excuses for the Ravens not to produce on offense? Is this a no excuses year for the Ravens offense to perform?
I believe it is. And it's not on any of these players right here. None of them. It's on one man who sits up in the booth above everybody else in the skybox. That's one Greg Roman. I can get into it right now if you want me to.
Hey man, I really go. I think you should go ahead and get into it.
I'll be honest, I got a whole bunch of stats right here, so we can just get right into it. So
this is just the question, just for the Rain Gang, everybody watching live, or if you're watching the replay right now. The question again: is this a no excuses year for the Ravens offense? And who has more pressure? Who's the pressure on more? Is it more on this person? Is it more on that person? Like, what's going on? What's going on? But Alex, you let us know first, man. What's on your mind?
All the pressure is on Greg Roman. I'm going to get into it right now because I would love to. Okay. 2019 offensive ranks. You know, that 14-2 year. Yeah. Second in yards overall. First in points. First in passing touchdowns. First in rushing attempts and yards. Wait, yeah, I said first passing touchdowns. 32nd in pass attempts. 27th in passing yards. You are the 32nd ranked team, last in the league in pass attempts, and you have you have the most passing touchdowns in the league? Wow. You must have a damn good quarterback. Notice I said quarterback, not running back, because that's what he is. 2020, last year, a down year. 7th in points. First in rushing attempts and yards. 13th in passing touchdowns, 32nd in pass attempts and passing yards. We were at the bottom in both passing yards. I'm like, okay. Maybe it's not the Ravens. Let's see what Greg Roman's done in this past. 2011, 31st in passing attempts, 29th in passing yards. 2012, the Super Bowl year with Colin Kaepernick, 31st in passing attempts, 23rd in passing yards. 2013, 32nd in pass attempts, 30th in passing yards. 2014, 29th pass attempts, 30th in passing yards. 2015, 31st in passing attempts, 28th in passing yards. 2016, 32nd pass attempts, 30th in passing yards. If that's anybody else, they are out of here. That's like literally failing the whole school year and still allowing to go to the next grade. That's absolutely terrible. This man didn't even crack top half of the league, and think of what he's worked with. And I'm just like, you know what? It's not on Lamar. Because Lamar did all this with him, holding him back passing-wise. It's all on Greg Roman. And we've talked about it. The man has the preseason of the first 4 games. If we are not 4-0 those first 4 games, I don't care who we play. And the offense better be clicking on all cylinders. So I got Greg Roman, man. All the pressure is on him.
Okay. All right. I mean, I like that argument, bro. I really do. And I got to commend you for that.
Because we have just a talent, a generational talent at quarterback. And if we waste his years, oh boy. I don't want to be like the Packers 2.0.
Yeah.
No.
I feel that. In the meantime, before we get to anything else, we do have another super chat donation. Ooh. This one coming in from Andrew Sakara.
Thank you,
Sakara. Thank you so much, bro, for donating to the channel. We appreciate you, man. He says Villanueva will be fine, and let's be real. Ooh. Nobody wants Tyree Phillips starting at right tackle. That is terrifying. Thank you so much for the donation, Andrew. Yeah, I mean, nobody wants Tyree Phillips at right tackle, but head coach John Harbaugh, he said that they're going to compete for that spot.
He can develop behind Villanueva at this point. Maybe they bring him in on like a jumbo package. He can be the guy to come in. Maybe just I'm eligible and just block. We'll see.
Maybe we'll see. But thank you so much, Andrew. But getting back to this to the situation at hand here. And what's up, Unknown Goat? You say most of the pressure is on Greg Roman for all those reasons that you just preached to us about.
Yeah.
But me, on the other hand, I would argue that the more pressure is on Lamar Jackson.
Okay, let's talk about it.
And there's a couple of different reasons. So when you look at what Lamar Jackson has done in his career, so he's going into his 4th season. He's had 3 different playoff appearances, and it really hasn't gone all that well. In the playoffs, the Ravens' offensive stats, they go from hero to absolute zero. We don't score a whole lot of points in the playoffs. And in a lot of those games, there was a lot of blame to go around. Like some of it was on Greg Roman. Some of it was on the receivers not getting open. Some of it was on the trenches.
Marty Morningwig the first year. That too.
Right. Exactly. And then some of it was also on Lamar.
Yep. Fair enough.
But each year, Lamar has been getting better. Now, here's why I think that there's more pressure on Lamar Jackson. Because now what the Ravens have done, notice what they did last season. They went out and beefed up the defensive line to make sure that Derrick Henry or nobody else who has a good running back can just run all over us, and not give us a chance to win the football game. This year, the Ravens went out and said, okay, we're going to make moves to really retool our offense to make it a quote unquote, what I like to call a no excuses offense. Okay. So you have Lamar Jackson, who's just as dynamic as he can ever be in that backfield playing quarterback. I just talked about J.K. Dobbins, who's primed to have a breakout year. He's kind of like he's a running back who he can take it up the gut. He can take it up either gap, or he can go outside and hopefully he can catch the ball. So he's kind of like a dynamic threat in his own right. Then we also have a big bruising running back. And then we also have in our receiving core, stay with me here, Sammy Watkins on the outside. You know what I'm saying? A veteran receiver who's shown he can get open against zone coverage, which is what we face a lot. Okay. We also have Hollywood Brown, a deep threat speedster to take the top off of a defense. And then if you look on the other side of the field, we have a Rashad Bateman, another route running technician, a young guy who, I don't know if you guys saw the Ravens final drive or whatever it is, but he just oozes confidence. Like they said earlier, like there's so much confidence coming from him. I have no doubt that he can have like an 1,000-yard Justin Jefferson-esque type season. Oh. I definitely could see that happening. And let's not mention Mark Andrews as well. Mark Andrews is Mark Andrews. He's a top 5 tight end in the league. We all know that. But if you look at the most important piece that they corrected It's that offensive line. And you brought up yourself, Alex, back in 2019 when Lamar Jackson led the league in touchdown passes. He led the league in touchdown passes because he had a solid offensive line and it was pretty stable. And he also led the league in touchdown passes under who? Greg Roman. That offense was coordinated by Greg Roman. So it seems like the common denominator here, because there was a drop off in the 2020 season, but in the 2020 season, the offensive line was playing musical chairs all year. So there really wasn't any stability. The line wasn't intact. So it kind of, if you're showing me Lamar leads the league in touchdown passes when he does have a line, but when he doesn't have a line or the line is shaky, he kind of struggles a little bit. Okay, I get that. But now the line is intact. Now the line is stable. You guys can see the graphic right on the screen. All those guys, I believe, can be very, very good protecting Lamar Jackson in the future. So I think more of the pressure is on him. Because there's no more excuses on this offense. I don't think there's any more excuses. There's no more real holes where we can say, okay, we have a need there. We don't have guys who can get open. No, we have guys who can get open. Sammy Watkins can get open. Rashad Bateman can get open. You know, we've seen that. That's why we drafted Rashad Bateman. We don't have the running. We have running backs. That wasn't ever a question anyway. But then linemen. We have the offensive linemen now. So I feel like there's ultimately more pressure on Lamar. And furthermore, let me say this one more thing. I also think there's more pressure on Lamar because he's going into his contract year soon. Yeah, he's going into his contract year soon. And, you know, it really doesn't matter what Greg Roman schemes up, what plays he draws up. If Lamar's not performing, that's what we're going to look at the end of the day. Nobody's going to remember, look, okay, Lamar didn't perform, but Greg Roman didn't really call a whole lot of good plays for him. No, they're just going to read the stats and say, okay, Lamar was 11 for 17 passing with 112 yards and one touch. You know what I mean? Like, that's all they're going to look at. That's all they're going to look at when they're trying to decide how much money they're going to pay Lamar Jackson. So I feel like ultimately there's just more pressure on him. There's no more excuses this year, and this is the contract year, and everybody wants to see Lamar Jackson. Of course, on Lamar Jackson himself wants to see, succeed and go on that Super Bowl run. So I feel like there's more pressure on him.
That's fair. I think they were both really good points, honestly. I mean, you can either or. So I want to hear what the Rain Gang says. Yeah. Would you say more on Lamar or on Greg Roman?
Yeah, let us know. Let us know.
Yeah. And just like real quick, I think that even if I'm not asking this team to be first, I don't want us to be the Chiefs, the Bucs, because we're not. We're not going to throw the ball on first down every damn time. If we can literally get middle of the pack and top 5 running, this team can go to the Super Bowl and stick to it. And don't just go into, like, when we go into the playoffs, we are not the same Ravens. We are like the Baltimore Ravens, because we're just not the Baltimore Ravens. We switch up everything we do. And it's just, it's like, it's not like that's the team I watched the whole year, the first 16 games. Now it's going to be 17. Do you feel that way? Like, do you feel this team just switches up in the playoffs sometimes?
Yes, I do. But I think that what a lot of it comes from is just how predictable this offense is and how predictable. Yeah, basically the offense. I'll get to that more in a second, but we do have another super chat donation coming in from our guy, Darius, the official Darius, that is. Thank you so much for joining the stream tonight, for donating to the channel. We appreciate you so much, Darius. We appreciate you, bro. He says, I'm confident in our squad for next season, but I'm still worried that play calling will be an issue, but I trust Lamar and our wide receivers will help out. And
honestly, this is the first time I've trusted our receivers in probably 10 plus years. I haven't been this happy with the receivers since we had Anquan Bolden. And that's just facts, because these two new coaches, I will bring it up every damn episode. They brought a different type of scouting to this team. And Eric DeCosta said it. The GM literally admitted that two new coaches helped them scout receivers differently. Yeah. What was being done before? Because whatever was done before, scrap that. Never do it again. Terrible.
This could be like the beginning of something beautiful, with us being able to draft and develop receivers successfully, that would be wonderful. But big shout out to Keith Williams and T. Martin. We haven't forgot about you guys. I still think that they're probably the most important acquisitions that we've had this offseason. But back to what we were talking about before. Oh wait, nope, never mind. We got another super chat donation. Another one coming in. Big shout out to you guys. They're going crazy tonight. This one's coming from Jabari Cruz Ellis. Big shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for joining the stream, for one, and also for donating to the channel as well. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. He says Coach Harbs deserves major pressure this season. This is all under his watch. The Ravens lead by him hasn't been back to or the Ravens led by him, hasn't been back to the AFC Championship since 2012. That's true.
Real quick, we have 109 people watching too. So thank you to
Oh,
each and every one of you. Thank you
yeah,
so much.
yeah. Yeah, big shout out to you guys for watching the live stream tonight. And thank you so much, Jabari Cruz Ellis, for giving us that super chat donation.
And can we get into it real quick? I mean, I think we both agree it's AFC title or bust this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Anything, lower than that, it would be a huge disappointment. It's a failure. Because it's like,
you can
I
go.
don't know. It just feels like we're not getting any further than we've already gotten. We've made it to the
past 2
game.
years. The past year, we've been exited in the divisional game, and if you go back to like our streams from the playoffs, when we lost, I wasn't upset. I was just like, okay, this is all I wanted. I wanted to win a playoff game. I wanted to erase that narrative. That narrative has been erased. That Lamar cannot win a playoff game. Cool. Now next year, let's run it back and let's go the next step. Let's make the AFC Championship. Let's be that one game away from Super Bowl. So then the next year, we have all the postseason experience. We just got to just lock and load and get ready. And that's what I think we can do. So it's just small little steps. And like there's never going to be another Buccaneers like we saw. They went from 0 to hero all because of Tom Brady and his crew. The Ravens aren't like that. We're just building and building and building. And if this team, like I said, does not make the AFC title game, it is a complete and utter failure.
Yeah, I agree. We have another super chat donation coming in from Shamil Malik. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for joining the stream and donating to the channel as well. Thank you. Says the ball is in Greg Roman's court. We have the tools, and I agree.
We have the coaches. We
have the coaches, but I feel like there's still more pressure on Lamar because at the end of the day, it all falls on his shoulders. Right, so like defenses are game planning for Lamar Jackson specifically, and every year that goes by with Lamar Jackson being in the NFL, teams have more film to study, to react to build game plans off of and things like that.
Yep.
And I know I've said it on this podcast before. Last season, the 2020 season, was kind of the year of the league reacting to Lamar's MVP season. So they found a way to kind of slow him down, slow that Ravens offense down a little bit. But this season is going to be Lamar's season to, overcome that again. He's got to respond to how they responded to him. You know what I'm saying, Alex? Like it's his turn to kind of like bounce back or bite back at the league,
Everybody's doubting him again. It's just it's every offseason. Go ahead. Keep doubting because come week 1, we're going to blow somebody out. Yeah. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, it's just so-and-so. And we hear it. And the only time it'll stop is just the playoffs. Because if we are a threat in the regular season, and now we have the Browns. They're a huge threat to us. We'll beat their bitch asses twice. Sorry for the language. And then we'll keep on going. I mean, this team just in the regular season is just relentless. What happens in the playoffs? That's what I'm trying to get at, bro. Like 11 points average in the playoffs. There is a huge problem there. That cannot be happening.
Yeah, and I think it's just more so it's kind of like we try to get teams to fight our fight. And sometimes we get, I don't know, we kind of get like beat out of our game plan. We get taken out of our game plan early. We start doing things that we don't normally do when we get out of character. And things just kind of go downhill from there. That happens a lot in the Ravens games. So I think that like with the additions of everybody that you guys see on the screen here with the offense, just being able to spread that offense out a lot more, take guys out of the box, to free up the run some more for Lamar Jackson. You got to think our offense should definitely it should evolve. It should definitely evolve. I don't think it should change, but it definitely needs to evolve and add more elements to it, like the Sammy Watkins, like the Rashad Bateman, who are just going to open up things not only in the passing game, but it's going to open up more running lanes for Lamar too. So,
dare I say, forge new identity? Do I have to bring that phrase out again? Oh man, that phrase lives rent free in my head. Oh man.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what the Rain Gang is telling us here. Our guy Hoodie Ramey says, let's see, fam. He says, fam, if we go out of the playoffs, sorry again, I think you really got to step back and take a look at this team.
Bro, 17-3. We put up 3 points. I know Tyler Huntley was in there, but like, bro.
Yeah.
More of a fight, please.
The defense is performing,
Yeah. I mean, the defense 10 points.
10 points. That's it. You know, against the Titans, how much did they score?
13.
13. You know what I mean? Like the defense is actually,
and they got 10 points like the first quarter. I think it was second quarter. They went up 10-0 on us.
Right. So
and they put up 3 the rest of the game.
Like with what Ramey is saying here, he says, I think you really got to step back and take a look at this team. Who do you look at first?
It's gonna be the quarterback. He can put up all the points in the world. It's always going to come back to the quarterback. I don't care what team it is.
So with that being said, you agree with me in saying that more pressure is on him because everything's going to come back to him at the end of the day, right?
I can agree with you there, but that's the national media. But, you know, the real Ravens fans, the real villain is Greg Roman. And it happened last year because everybody was going against Marquise Brown. But we all knew it wasn't him. It was Greg Roman. That's why if we do get to the playoffs, it might not even be Greg Roman at offensive coordinator. It could be T. Martin or Keith Williams at this point. We don't know. But there is an extensive amount of just pressure on both of those guys. And probably, you know what, I can agree with Lamar having a little bit more just because he's the quarterback and he's already the most hated quarterback in the league.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying here in the chat. Remember, guys, the topic is, or the big topic for tonight is, who is there more pressure on, you know, going into the season with all the moves that we've made? It seems like most of the moves we've made are for the offense, for the betterment of the offense. So if the offense does not perform this season, then, I mean, who do we look at first? Who do we look at first, guys? That's the question. So, yeah, man. Yeah. But it's kind of difficult to say.
There's no right answer.
There's no right answer. There's no right answer, exactly, because a lot of it, we've sat up here on this show many a times and said that, you know, Greg Roman needs to do this, that, and the third in order for the Ravens offense to be successful. But at the end of the day, blame goes both ways. It actually goes all around, you know. So I definitely think that Lamar Jackson, he'll have a lot of pressure on him. Greg Roman as well. And I've said it here on this channel before as well. I think Greg Roman is going to be on a very short leash. Like you said, we don't know if he's going to be our offensive coordinator by the time playoffs
Give us the
rolls
Chiefs
around.
the first 4 weeks, please. Then we'll know. Because we play them this year. I want them one of the first games. Because I want to see what this team is about. No injuries, none of that. I don't want to hear that BS. Oh, this person was out. I don't care.
Yeah, bro. I feel you on that. I really want like a gut check early. Like a real like a test very early in the season.
Let me see what this team is about. I'm tired of hearing about it. I want to just get it all. Yeah. I mean, think about it. The first other 2 times we played them, week 3 in 2019, week 3 last year, and then the year before that was late in the year when Lamar took over in 2018.
I think they'll probably give them to us later in the year this time.
Of course they will.
I think that makes sense. Probably like a week 13, 14 game, something like that.
I see Devon says he'd rather go to Arrowhead as well. I want them in the playoffs. I want to go to Arrowhead in the playoffs and beat them there. Because that's just like amazing. Because no matter what you do, they'll never shut up until you beat them in their own place. We can beat them in Baltimore, and this one, you guys beat them in Arrowhead. So,
yeah. Let's see. Our guy, Mark Dent, thank you so much for joining the stream. Mark says, I think Greg Roman gets too much hate. Greg Roman isn't great by any means, but he isn't bad by any means. You can cook up a passing scheme in the playoffs when your QB has less than a couple seconds to throw. Or I guess he's saying you can't cook up a passing game in the playoffs when your QB has less than a couple seconds to throw. I mean, yeah, he's right about that. He's absolutely right about that. And that was kind of going back to my point earlier. When Lamar Jackson did have a good offensive line and, you know, Greg Roman was his offensive coordinator, he led the league in touchdown passes. So, you know, we'll see what happens with that. But big shout out to you, Mark. We appreciate you. We have another super chat donation coming in. Another one from our guy.
Oh, my. I just knew from there. G-Money.
Yeah, man.
Oh, G-Money.
He's back, man. He says, I don't believe there is pressure on Lamar Jackson. If there is pressure, it's on the coaching. So he's on your side with this, Alex.
And like I said, it can go either way. There is no side. There's no right side. There's no wrong side. It's just there's pressure on both these guys. And let's just hope they perform. I mean, I have all the faith in the world Lamar is going to perform. 100%.
Yeah.
Greg Roman, on the other hand, I don't have as much faith in him.
Absolutely. Let's see. You guys are going crazy in the chat.
Yeah,
big shout out to you guys for being so active in here. Yeah.
You were right, bro. Because we were texting today. I'm like, this is going to be a good episode. A lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about. All right, so we have another one here. I saw somebody say something about, Jonathan Washington Jr., our guy, says Greg Roman needs to stop with all this pistol formation, get
Yes.
Lamar under center more often, allow him to call
Yes.
audibles, and let him run an offense the way every other QB is able to run theirs.
And can we like line us just like maybe 15 seconds? You know what? Maybe 10 seconds on the play clock. Because whenever we're there, it's like 4 or 5, and that we never talk about that, but that's something that's to be talked about.
Yeah, yeah. Tyrone Jones is the nail on the head here. It says Greg Roman's ABC playbook. That's what it feels like a lot of the times. Like I was watching NFL Insider today, and one of the analysts was saying that it seems like that Ravens offense is so predictable, and it is. It feels like on first down. Steve Smith said it. It seems like on first down, you can really, if you watch the Ravens enough, you can probably guess exactly what they're gonna call on like certain downs, like downs and distance situations. And that's not good. That's not good. Because I know if us at home as fans can kind of predict what the Ravens are going to do next, I'm sure defensive coordinators that are professionals on the other side of the field playing us, I'm sure they're going to know too. So
yeah, I mean, Steve Smith literally he's been running the same play since 2011 with the Niners. The 22 personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, 1 receiver, and it's not going to change. Maybe it does change. I hope, but
hopefully, we can only hope, right? We can only hope. All right, so let's see. Shamil Malik says, if Lamar plays good, all the spotlight is on him. If Lamar plays bad, it's all on him. It's going to come to the QB. He's the face of the franchise.
Yep.
Yeah.
And think about it. Nobody ever talks about the offensive coordinator of the Bucs just because Tom Brady's there. Nobody ever talks about it. And you hear about Bieniemy only because these coaching hires. But I didn't even know who their offensive coordinator was until I think it was last year when he was getting looked at head coach.
Yeah.
So you don't hear about them. It's always on the quarterback.
You don't, yeah. Let's see. Shamil Malik also says, wrong question. Yeah. Shamil Malik says Gregory needs to put it in Lamar's hands. He's creative. He needs to be able to read the defense. It's like Giro doesn't trust Lamar. Do you think there's a little bit of that going on?
Ooh, I think so.
Because they really haven't just like given him the keys, really. It's kind of like they have him on a leash. And it's like sometimes he has to break off of that leash, and he makes really big plays. Lamar, at his core, is a playmaker. Lamar Jackson is a playmaker.
Lethal.
You have to let him
Top 5 in the
playmaker. So you got to let him go out there and kind of improvise, go off script, and make plays, which he does. But I think also to get him more of in a rhythm, I think you have to kind of trust him. You have to say, okay, Lamar, go out there. You know what I mean? Call your own plays. If you need the audible, if you see something, you need the audible, do it. You're the one on the field. We trust you. We trust your instincts. And that's something that I would like to see from the Ravens more often this season. You agree?
Yeah, and let's just be honest. Without Lamar being creative, we don't win that playoff game against the Titans.
Yeah.
We're gonna get blown out again.
Literally, talk about it.
It's 10-3, 3rd and 9. If he does not run there, it's 4th down, 4th and 9, half midfield, we're punting it.
Right.
It's not happening. So him being creative is the reason why he's so good, and is why Greg Roman still has a job. I'll just leave it at that.
Going back to Greg Roman, our guy Click One, big shout out to Click One, says, yo, Sutton and Simply, y'all ever notice how whenever there is a dead run play, like a 1-yard gain or a negative gain in the playoffs, Lamar throws for the next couple downs? Giro freaks out over dead plays.
Yeah. I mean, we come back to 2019 divisional game. Mark Ingram wasn't doing anything. Gus Edwards had 1 really long run. Then he had 2 short runs. Then we start throwing it all the time. That's how the picks come out. And then when he's in the pocket, that was collapsing on him because sometimes just the line forgets how to block in the playoffs. Yeah. Hit from behind and fumbled. So Click One brings up a good point there. Something we should take note of for next season.
Absolutely. E. Nonek says, it seems like the coaches rely on Lamar's athleticism and not his intelligence as a passing QB. And see, this is a fabulous point that my guy E. Nonek has brought up here. Because I really think that the coaches on the Baltimore Ravens, they've fallen so much in love with Lamar Jackson's legs.
Yeah.
But as an all-around quarterback, I feel like they still have their questions and they still have their concerns. And that's why they haven't really taken the time to go out and develop that side of his game. and that side of the offense. You know, it's obvious, and they've literally said that themselves in press conferences. Like John Harbaugh says, you know, we probably should spend more time on, you know, the passing game just as much as we do the running game. So that tells you right there that they are in love with Lamar Jackson's electric ability to make plays with his legs.
Then do it. I mean, honestly, if you know there's a weakness, work on it.
Right.
The same way that any other weakness we have, we'll work on it. Let's work on it. I mean, and that's why we saw Marquise Brown and Des Bryant posting these videos on Instagram, because they were saying he can throw the ball. That's all it was saying to me. It didn't matter that they caught it, but these throws were on the money. And that is the players calling out the coaches, which I hope we see more of if it just stays like this.
Yeah. Let's see. We have another question coming in from, comment coming in from D3. Thank you for joining the show. Says, we need more game plans with an up-tempo offense to counter how the defense schemes to stop Lamar. Also, develop Lamar's hard count.
Keep them boys on the field. If they want to stack the box, keep them on the field. Make them tired. Because they're not going to want to chase Lamar after either J.K. Dobbins or Gus Edwards or even Ben Cleveland just pancaked him or ran over him. They are not going to want to try to chase after him.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, up-tempo offense as well. I don't know if I could interest anybody else here, but I think that this season we should see more deep shots. You agree?
And I am 100% there with you.
Okay.
If Marquise Brown is going to be the shortest receiver on the field, how about we utilize his God-given ability, his just speed. Let him burn people, and he can run routes too. Just let him burn them, because he will get past the secondary. And we saw it his rookie year. I mean, the play in the first game of the season where Lamar had all day to throw, steps back and fires a dot to Marquise Brown. It happened in the Browns and the Bengals game too that year. Where has that been?
Yeah, we really didn't see a whole lot of deep shots last
They
season.
got picked off last year. Duvernay, he didn't try to fight for it, and then Boykin in the Titans game.
Yep. So hopefully we see more of that. But thank you for your comment, D3. Let's see. Yeah, and Tyrone Jones says, we can be unstoppable if the passing game gets going. If the passing game, it doesn't even have to be great. It just has to be respectable. It has to be good.
We're not asking, like I said, to be number one or top three. Bro, we want mediocre.
Dang average.
If we get 16, that's the best Greg Roman's ever done in his career. So I'll take it.
Exactly. Real quick. Samuel L. Jackson says, cool shirts, guys. Oh, you noticed.
Thank you.
Samuel. Thank you so much. We're both rocking the Purple Rain podcast gear, which will be available for, just live purchase, general purchase very, very soon. So be on the lookout for that.
How many of these are made? How many are out there right now?
3 of them. 3 of them. Literally only 3 right now. That's going to be mine. That's going to be Alex's. And then also Mod Rush as well, the winner of our competition, that of our sweepstakes, if you will, that we had a couple weeks ago. He won that PRP merch. Big shout out to KLA Sports too. What's up, KLA? So we have a couple super chat donations coming in. One coming from 2K Crossover 21 says, it annoys me how people say Hollywood is a slot receiver. Like, height isn't everything, bro.
He will go up there and make them catches at Oklahoma. Watch him in Oklahoma. He was more than just the speed. That man, he would. So can we please just utilize these receivers?
Yeah.
We have soldiers.
We just got to use
point having them. Exactly.
That's literally all it is. That's all it is. And all we can hope is that Keith Williams and T. Martin are are working very hard with Greg Roman to get that passing game going. Yep. But we have another super chat donation also coming in from our guy Hodog. Just gives it, a little super chat sticker here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hodog.
We appreciate you. Yeah, we appreciate you, bro, for coming through the stream and donating to the channel as well.
Being so generous.
Exactly, man. We can't thank you enough. All right.
And he also said y'all deserve it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Okay, let's see. We have a question coming in here from TTB Ravens Media. It says, question for you guys. Is it about the yardage? Because obviously we don't throw for a ton of yards. However, we are very efficient with passing touchdowns.
We are.
Which stat do you want to be averaging?
Well, in 2019, we were first in passing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I saw how that went. 14-2. choked in the playoffs. Why not flip it around? Let's see if that does something. I hope so. We might see it, but we're never going to be first in all of them. It's just not going to happen. But like you always bring it up, it's the efficiency, honestly. Yeah. And if we are efficient with the passing touchdowns and have bang amount of just yards, because how are you going to be first in passing touchdowns and 32nd in pass attempts and 27th in yards? That means the run game is getting you down there.
Yep.
And then you're just throwing it. He did have some long ones too. I won't. He did in 2019. So why not let's just see the average with the passing yards maybe, and then just punching it in because we have Dobbins and Edwards.
Yeah, and I think we just want to see see us mix it up more. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I want to be surprised as a Ravens fan, as somebody who follows this team day in and day out. Once the season starts, I want to be guessing like what our offense is going to do next. If I think we're going to run on 1st and 10 and hand it off to Gus Edwards, I'd like to see a deep shot. You know what I mean? Just something different. And to your point, Alex, you know, that means since we're so efficient in passing touchdowns, that means that, like you said, we're running the ball all the way down the field. And then once we get close to the end zone or inside the red zone, teams are stacking the box because we have such a threat to run. And then Lamar just kind of passes it over the top and it's a touchdown. That's where most of our touchdowns came from in that 2019 season. But I guess when it comes to which stat do we want to be average in, I guess I would probably say just a little bit of both, you know, like yardage. Like, it doesn't have to be crazy
20th
yardage.
and 20th.
20, you know, as long as it's like respectable. Bang average is all we need. Like
that
we
makes
said.
You think. This question makes you think, though.
It does.
We were first in passing touchdowns. What else did we do with it? And then last year was just 32nd and 32nd.
Yeah.
But we RG3 started a game. Yeah, I'll go half and half, like the T, half and half.
Yeah, you know, I think that probably makes the most sense in terms of like what we will be getting out of that in terms of like offensive production. If we're gonna be running the ball most of the time anyway, you know, I would rather us be as efficient as we are already with the passing touchdowns. You know, if we're gonna main running the ball, we all know that. That's no secret, you know. But just make the passing attack just a little bit more of a threat, you know, going down the field. So that's all we're asking for. A couple more things.
While you're looking,
you guys
140 people watching right now.
Ooh.
Thank you
guys.
Thank you
so much. We appreciate you guys so much. Let's see.
I think we got
a donation.
Yeah, there we go.
Coming in from our guy Dominic Puckerkin. Thank you so much, Dominic. We appreciate you. He also followed that up. He followed that up with a I want to go ahead and pull that up, what he said. He says he's new here, but been watching for a while. Huge fan of the podcast. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Dominic.
Thank you. That means a lot. Even though it's just words, it means a lot.
It means a lot. To YouTubers who, you know, are trying to like be consistent. Alex knows better than anybody, you know. It means a lot. So we appreciate you, bro.
So some comments I see on my main channel, oh boy, it's hard, but
But all right, let's see. Moving on here. Tough Puppy says Hollywood is a 1K wide receiver in any other offense. We will find a way to ruin Bateman too, I bet. I hope not. I'm the biggest Bateman fan. I'm really rooting for all of our wide receivers, even Boykin.
These two new coaches, they're not gonna let him be a bust like Perryman. It's not happening. And real quick, I see Samuel L. Jackson says, any word on Ronnie Stanley's recovery status? Nick Boyle also. Last thing I saw, they should be ready for training camp. That's all I saw. I mean, if I'm going to put money on, I don't think Ronnie Stanley is our day one left tackle starter. I think we should ease him in, especially an ankle injury.
Villanueva is going to start at left tackle.
I think so. I think maybe Phillips at right tackle. I just don't want to rush him back in. It's been forever since he played. Or unless he plays in preseason. I'm hoping there's preseason still. I haven't heard anything about it. But I just don't want to rush in our highest paid offensive lineman.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. This one comes from Jason Ridley. Says, I think we have to start throwing the ball 25 to 30 plus times a game. Really 30 to 35 plus times a game. I know this is a lot, but we have to mix it up. What do you think about that, Alex? 30? You think we should throw the ball 30 times a game?
25 to 35. I don't. No, 25-30.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Because we're
That
not that
seems like a pretty.
offense. Do
Yeah,
we
we're
even
not.
have 30 different passing plays?
Right. That's the question. That's the real question.
I mean, because Lamar would go like 12 for 17, 5 touchdowns in 2019.
Right.
But do we really have that many passing plays?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. We'd probably start repeating plays after like the fifth or sixth one. So I don't know how well that will work out. Hopefully, with our new coordinators, Keith Williams, our new passing game coordinator, hopefully he's going to bring a slew of new plays to our offensive playbook. And we'll see what happens there. But I mean, 30 to 35 plus times a game, that's a little bit excessive. We
And
have
35 to 40
remember.
is if we go down early. That's like you're just trying to make a
Exactly.
comeback.
Exactly. We got to remember who we are as a football team. We are a run first football team. And throwing the ball 30 times a game is not run first. It's not very indicative of a run first football team. So I think that 25 to 30 is probably a healthy mix.
Yeah.
25 probably more so.
I saw TTB Sports Media said that 25.9 is what we ran last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
25. Okay, we threw 25.9 times per game last season. Okay, we already threw
So
25.
I think we'll be pushing 30 this year. I think we'll be pushing 30.
Yeah.
Because the NFL is changing. Let's just be honest.
But then again, though, you also have to think J.K. Dobbins, guys like J.K. Dobbins are going to have a key role from day one, week one next
He'll
season.
take Mark Ingram snaps. Think about the snaps Mark Ingram was getting the first couple of weeks. He didn't
But you think you got to figure as well, J.K. Dobbins, he'll probably be more productive than Mark Ingram was getting in those snaps, which will lead to J.K. Dobbins probably getting more snaps, right?
And passing. He'll be a threat in the passing game.
Oh, man. If J.K. Dobbins
It works out both ways. It really works out both ways.
Right.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. It is. It is. Let's see. Nonex says 30 times should be the average. We can run, but we are not Navy football.
It feels like we were a college team sometimes. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. King brings up a good point. Says we need to start playing off our run like the Titans, except more dangerous. Yeah, I mean the run sets up everything on our offense.
Yeah.
If we can establish the run early, that's when teams should be afraid of us. Because if you show us that you can't stop the run, it's going to be a long day at the office.
And there's so many. There's a lot of factors to this too. Because what about the times we just blow people out? I mean, just run the ball. It's it's really weird because you don't. It's slewed. A lot of this data is slewed because think about 2019. Lamar sat out for how many quarters? Like I think a game and a half worth of quarters.
Right.
And then last year, I know RG3 came in. RG3 played a full game. Him and Trace McSorley. Lamar was out for the quarter against the Browns. He came in week 1, so it's weird. It's really weird, but
super weird. But yeah, let's see what else we have from you guys here. I think we're gonna go ahead and open it up to questions here in a minute. But one more thing I want to bring up. Let's see. I got Nick says Gus is a much better at catching the ball than J.K. Dobbins. How many times J.K. dropped easy passes last season? Listen, man, he's
talked
not
about it.
Wrong. Nick is
we
not
talked
wrong
about
here.
it,
Yeah,
bro. Gus literally caught the ball, bounced off a defender, and trucked somebody on the Giants. Man, nobody else was doing that.
Yeah,
he showed more fight than most of receivers last year.
Does Gus deserve to?
Gus is wide receiver 1.
But should he be RB1 though?
It's gonna be JK.
It's gonna be JK. It's got to be JK, right?
I'd be honest. It can be either or. I don't care. I would love it because they're both really good running backs. But it's gonna be JK.
I think I like Gus as more of like a rotational piece.
As like, you're tired.
Cool, you're tired.
250-pound man at you.
Exactly. Yeah. Let me throw Gus Edwards at who's trying to like run through your teeth. Like, yeah, that definitely. I like him as a rotational player, but he is phenomenal. Shout out to Gus Edwards, by the way, man.
Big shout to Gus. So just disrespected, underrated, and dare I say, overlooked.
Oh yeah, very overlooked, very underrated, to say the least. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move right along here into our Rain Gang questions segment. Basically,
that's all we got today.
That's all we got. I feel like we talked about a lot of good stuff. I think we touched on the
150 people watching too.
150 people watching. Guys, if you're watching the live stream right now, this is the time to sound off in the chat with any questions about anything Ravens football, anything NFL, anything sports related, anything, literally anything. It doesn't even have to be about sports.
We'll bring it up.
Literally anything, guys. This is the official Rain Gang Q&A. Of course, all super chat donations will be prioritized, guys. So let's go ahead and get started. I think the first one is going to come from our guy, another one from our guy TTB Ravens Media. We're going to kick it off with him. Say, how often could we see Devin Duvernay line up in the backfield? He did it a fair amount in college. It could be a great dynamic to the passing attack, and he can actually run the ball well. What do you think about that?
And them RPO peak zone bubbles? Ooh, I would love it. We saw Hollywood do it against the Titans last year, and he had, I think, 2 10-plus yard gains. Or it'd be Lamar, a running back in Hollywood here. He goes behind, and he would catch it. I wouldn't mind Duvernay being there either.
So, with that being said, I know throughout this entire offseason, we've all been talking about how we're so excited to see guys like James Prochet and one Devin Duvernay. To see what they can do next season. Now that we have Sammy Watkins, now that we have Rashad Bateman, now that we have Tylan Wallace.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? All these guys, is it official now that like Devin Duvernay is just a certified gadget guy on the Ravens offense and we'll never really realize his true potential as a real wide receiver?
Unfortunately, yes. I think he's fighting with so many other people for a spot. It's for snaps. So yes, he is. He is like a gadget guy. But he's a special teams guy. That's gonna save him. That's why he's gonna make the team. So if he can make some plays, punt return, kick return, he'll get more snaps.
Yeah, agree. But it is kind of sad though. It is kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to see more of what he could do. All right. So moving right along here, I'll see where our next question will come from. Next question comes from Mr. Rose. Says, how are finals going? Simply AS10.
They're next week. They are next week. I missed an assignment today, man. It just it killed my mood, but I'm here. I'm happy. But it's killing me. This should be my last semester like online though, which is pretty cool.
That's cool. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Big shout out to you, Mr. Rose, for joining the live stream tonight.
Thank you.
Make sure you guys get those questions down there, and also make sure you like the video, guys. I don't know how many likes we're at right now, but make sure you like the video.
Should I see?
Yeah, go ahead and do a like check. Go ahead and do a like check.
Like check.
Let's go ahead and check it out real quick. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. But what are we looking at? You're trying
to tell me we got 150 people in here and we can't get 100 likes? We're at 74. Let me get 26 more. Or
Lob 26.
Or do I say it? It hasn't come out in a while.
It hasn't come out. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it, bro. Just go ahead and say it.
The children, the kids, what will they not do? Oh, they won't do what you just did. Drink or eat. Nothing.
Y'all heard it here first, man. Make sure you like the video. We're trying to get to 100 likes before we end the stream, man.
Yes.
146 people still watching live right now. So big shout out to everybody watching at the moment. We're going to go ahead and get into our next question of the night. See, Chris Reed says, record prediction, and do we win the division?
Next Monday. Wait, no. When does it come out? The 12th,
it's
right?
May
Next
12th,
Thursday.
right? Yeah.
Next Thursday. A week from today, we are doing the official Purple Rain podcast record prediction. We'll go through each and every game. So come on through then. And then I think we should go through our rivals too. Maybe the Browns, Steelers. Okay, we can do that. Yeah,
we'll do all that. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well, because you guys are not going to want to miss the Ravens content that is coming up from us. All right, let's see. Next question comes from Void. Says, thoughts on Jake Paul trying Floyd Mayweather? You were telling me a little bit about this before we went live. Do you know all of what happened, really? Or
he was talking, I think he took his hat or something. I think he got hit pretty good by one of the security guys, I think from Floyd. Dude's shirt got ripped, has like a messed up eye. Sucks to suck. That's what happens when you get in the ring where you get near somebody, you know.
That could maybe lead to a Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather.
Bro, stop giving these guys attention. Can they please stop, man? Come on.
Yeah. All right, let's see. We have a super chat donation coming in from Mod Cal.
Mod Cal. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, Cal, for donating to the channel and also being a mod and just joining the stream tonight. Yes. We appreciate you so much. She says, y'all think COVID affected Lamar's gameplay or even other players like Cam Newton?
I think so. He even said it did. He said like
Yeah.
he was just knocked out. Didn't feel the same against the Cowboys his first game back. Did Cam
Yeah.
say anything about it? I'm not
I don't
sure if
think
he
he did, but like when he did come back, like originally, he wasn't playing well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it had an effect performance wise from people.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna affect like your cardio, your stamina, things like that. So yeah, I definitely think that they did. It definitely affected Lamar's gameplay and other players too. But thank you, Kyle. We appreciate you
Thank you.
so much. Let's see. Next question is going to come from Christopher Swain, another mod
Okay.
in the chat. Says, "Okay, here's my question:
Okay.
Marlon Humphrey or Deshaun Elliott in a circle drill? Who do y'all think would win? 1v1 hitting drill."
I got the Joker. If it's fumbling, obviously Marlon, but I think I got to go with Sean Elliott.
I think I'm gonna go with Deshaun Elliott as well. Just seeing the hit that he laid on Derrick Henry and so many other players, like he doesn't mess around. He doesn't mess around.
No.
You know. But I will say Marlon Humphrey is a very good tackler for the most part.
Yeah, wrap up, and he'll wrap you up and then go behind you and just punch the ball out.
Yeah, he's
Great
good at like
form.
doing both of those things at the same time. Besides that one time where Juju kind of like made him pay for it, but he made Juju pay later in the game for the same thing. So, he made up for it. But thank you so much, Christopher Swain, for your question. Let's see. Who else do we have? Andre Mears says, "Who do y'all see us signing at pass rusher? Are we still
both
going to
know
sign
it.
somebody?
I think we will. Justin Houston, I hope so.
What's taking so long though?
Man,
Jesus.
are they looking at Melvin Ingram?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
It has to happen though. Like maybe they're trying to fill some cap space up. I don't know, but
Because they just paid Villanueva, a pretty good amount of money.
I think we have
for their
10
deal.
million cap left.
Yeah. So I think maybe some deals might get restructured and they may make it happen. We'll see.
I hope so.
We'll
We
see.
need it.
Yeah. I think we definitely need a veteran edge rusher as well. But thank you so much for your question. Next question comes from Darius, none other than Darius the official. Says, "Do you guys think play action plays will make us more dangerous in the passing game?"
I think so. I think they will. If it's from under center.
Yeah. Because that would be something that you really never really see from the Ravens,
Because the pistol, every time we're in the pistol into that little play action, Lamar always rolls out to one side. And it's just like a one read play. Or if it's just run it or throw it away. So if it's under center, could be something different.
Yeah. Right about that. Let's see. D3 says, question: Do you think that James Prochet and Justice Hill will make the final roster?
Hill, I think, will. Just because of special teams.
Special teams, yeah.
Yeah, because he is a fat. He laid out some hits as a gunner last year.
Yeah.
I hope Prochet makes it. What about you?
I really hope Prochet makes it as well, but I do think that he's in danger.
Yep.
It's sad to say, but that wide receiving core, at least the ones that are going to be on the final roster, is getting kind of crowded.
It is.
And if anybody's got to go, unfortunately, it's probably going to be James Prochet. Even though we didn't get to, like Duvernay, we didn't get to realize his potential here in Baltimore. Yeah, I mean, it's like you said earlier. I think we were talking before the stream. You're saying how Hollywood said that, there's a lot less opportunities to go around. Marquise Hollywood Brown, that is. There's a lot less opportunities to go around in the passing game as is. So those guys that are like already lower on the totem pole in the receiving core, it's just, they're very expendable. And I think the Ravens might expend one James Prochet. Hope not. Love James Prochet. And big shout out to him. But, it's possible. It's a possibility. Let's see. Next question comes from Mans Robinson. Shout out to you for joining the show. Says, will Dalen Hayes get a lot of playtime?
Right now, yeah. I mean, because we don't have another pass rusher. But I think he will because he can cover too. He'll be in there covering. I think he could be a good spy too for quarterbacks, if we're going to be honest. I think he will. He'll see some good amount of playing time for a rookie, I think. For a rookie, fifth rounder. He'll see some playing time.
Let's see. Next one comes from Juan Gotti. Juan Gotti says, Tyler Huntley or Trace McSorley?
Both.
Both of them, huh?
We've carried three quarterbacks before. I think both. Because they both fit. So McSorley is more accurate, but Huntley is a lot more athletic.
So imagine you're John Harbaugh and Lamar can't play for whatever reason. and you have to turn around and take your pick between Tyler Huntley or Trace McSorley to go in and
Depends who
play.
we're playing. It depends. I hate saying it, but it depends who we're playing.
We're playing the Chiefs.
Oh. Bro, McSorley is so much more accurate than Huntley, but Huntley is just literally just Huntley's like that, has that LAMAR speed too. We saw it against Jacksonville.
Yeah, he's got some speed to him for sure. I think you could definitely do a little bit more of a plug and play with Tyler Huntley as opposed to Trace McSorley. Now, that's not to say that Trace McSorley doesn't have any type of legs on him at all. You know, we saw that the Ravens, Greg Roman, they drew up a QB power for Trace McSorley.
Yeah, and then then that Browns lovely field just ruined it.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about McSorley in that Steelers game.
Oh yeah, on the fourth down.
Yeah. I think it was on the fourth down.
See, my thing is that like McSorley has came in on primetime and has like kept us in it. Huntley literally was one overthrow away from keeping us in it with the Bills. They've both shown it. Yeah. They've literally both shown it. But when the time came, I mean,
Mark Andrews should have caught that ball.
Yeah, and think about it. 3rd and 10, games on the line. McSorley drops it down to Willie Snead. Only Snead could catch that, so it's either or.
I see you guys sounding off in the chat. It says Huntley. I see, I don't know, maybe Huntley. I see McSorley. McSorley with the weapons we got. I'll take that. Okay. Devon Johnson says Huntley. D Money says Huntley all day. Mitchell says, "What up, y'all? What up, Mitchell?"
Anything over RG3. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, let's see. All right. Next question. This one's going to be coming in from Cardi. Cardi says, who do you think should be the number 2 corner outside the opposite Peters, because we know Marlon is playing the slot?
Jimmy Smith.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be Jimmy. Yeah, got to be Jimmy Smith.
Marlon should not be playing in the damn slot either. It annoys me so much. He should not be playing there. He should be on the outside.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Super Bowl closing Jimmy for sure.
Yes.
My guy. All right. We'll take a couple more questions here tonight. We got all Ravens questions tonight. That's like a first. You know, we normally we mix it up a little bit, but we got all Ravens questions tonight. Nothing wrong with that at all. Let's see. Samuel L. Jackson chimes in and says, you think Justin Madubuike has a year 2 breakeout? I'm calling it.
Talk about it.
Man. We're right there with you, Sam. We are.
You're right there. I know you are the leader of that train too.
Oh yeah. Ever since we drafted Justin Madubuike, I was super high on that guy, and I was super excited when he started to get more playing time. You know, later in the last season, because he really started to make a big impact. He showed up exactly. Yeah. You go back and watch that Tennessee Titans game in the playoffs. He had a big impact on a couple of those drives. So you know, I definitely think that Justin Madubuike, he's gonna have a big year too. He's gonna join the Monstars. He's gonna officially join the Monstars this season. He's gonna become the 4th member. I'm calling it right here, now.
For sure.
All right. So let's see. Like I said, we'll take a couple more. Future Hendrix says Purple Rain. Big shout out to you. Thank you, bro. He's singing that Future song.
Yeah.
All right. Kayla Sports chiming in with a question, says, assuming this is our roster next year, what would you say is our top draft priority for pick number 22?
For
22.
Oh, for next year?
I guess. I said pick number 22. My bad.
Yeah.
For next year, 2022 season. Yeah.
Let me just think of like who's a free agent after this year. Mark Andrews. He's a free agent. You can never go wrong with corner. Let's just be honest. Or secondary. You can never go wrong with that.
Right.
But if Mark Andrews walks, I say tight end. If he walks. I don't think he will. But if he does, and if there's no tight ends available, which is there's not going to be a Kyle Pitts like there was this year. Maybe D-line. Calais Campbell won't be on the team.
Probably. I would probably say they're going to try to beef up the D-line a little bit more. Yeah. Other than that, next year might, depending on how well the season goes, next year might be like one of those BPA years, you know?
Could be.
Yeah, we kind of just wait and see. Maybe we go with a safety. I could definitely see us doing that. Like you said, D-line for sure, depending on how edge rusher goes this season. I believe those three positions right there will probably be the main focuses next season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I see you guys are kind of in agreement here. Cardi says safeties. Tough Puppy says interior D-line or edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Next one comes from Christopher Swain says, what is the best defense of all time and why?
We know the answer. You know the answer.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
Definitely going to go with the 2000 Ravens defense. When you talk about a defense that can drag an offense to a Super Bowl.
Talk about it.
That's a defense that deserves to be talked about in the history books for a long time because,
Thank you.
And it's crazy because nowadays defense wins championships, but I don't think that 2000 Ravens team would win in 2020.
No.
Just the way the game is now, No. But in terms of the era and everything like that, definitely got to go with the 2000 Ravens. And I see the Rain Gang is also in agreement with that. So, yeah.
Obviously, 85 Bears is up there too, but
Yeah, of course. Got to pay respects there. All right, last question. This one's also going to be, from Mark Dent. It says, can we talk about how much pressure will be alleviated off of Hollywood Brown with Bateman and Watkins in now? Think about that. Hollywood will have a lot more freedom and less attention from defenses. This is facts. This is so true, especially with the type of receivers that we have now. We have guys like Rashad Bateman. We have guys like Sammy Watkins, who you have to worry about so much around the middle of the field. You know what I mean?
You can stay healthy. But yeah,
if you can stay healthy, yeah, you have to worry about those guys so much around the middle of the field, those intermediate passing lanes, that sort of thing. But you got a guy like Hollywood as well. With more attention taken off of him, I can definitely see more deep shots going his way.
Can I one up Mr. Mark Dent here?
Yeah.
Pressure will be off of Mark Andrews too. You'll see more catches from Mark Andrews because, bro, he was triple teamed every single play. Bro, just single him. He's going to be putting up Travis Kelce. Not record-breaking numbers, but top 10 numbers, and he will definitely get that bag.
Yeah. I mean, because defenses were just basically, okay, let's play zone, keep Lamar Jackson in front of us, and make sure we know where Mark Andrews is at all times. You know? That's basically how you play defense against the Ravens. So with the additions of these new guys, Bateman and Watkins now, it's going to alleviate pressure for a lot of different guys, like you two said. But, yeah. And then let's say we'll leave it off on one more question. This one's coming again from our mod. Christopher Swain says, what rookies are you most excited for on the Ravens?
Obviously Bateman, because with the new coaches.
Right.
But for me, for some reason, Sean Wade. I feel like this dude was being mocked at as a top 10 pick. Falls to 5. I mean, there's a reason why he was being talked about as first round talent. Yeah. And with being in a secondary with a room with Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, Jimmy Smith, he can be a sponge, just soaking all the information, just be a great corner in the NFL. So I am super excited for him. But obviously Bateman too, but just leaving the first round picks out of it, I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah. I think for me, it's probably gonna be Ben Cleveland. I think just beefing up that offensive line the way that we did. And I think that, left tackles, offensive tackles, they help a lot more with pass protection, making sure the quarterback's blind side is not compromised, and also making sure there's not other edge rushers coming in to kind of disrupt the passing play. But guards, they really help a lot in the running game. You can see
pulling guards.
Pulling guards, what Marshall Yonda did for us, and what Bozeman did for a lot of the time. He actually showed a lot of progress at that left guard spot. But with the addition of Ben Cleveland, we get a solid left guard, and then we can move Bozeman to a position that you could argue he's probably even more comfortable with because he played it in college at center. So it's kind of like you're getting a 2-in-1 there, You get Bozeman at center, and then you get a solid left guard and Ben Cleveland as well. And we know the Ravens love to run the ball more than anything else in the world.
Come on.
So just getting a guy like that to beef up the offensive line, keep it as stable as possible, that's going to be my favorite pick,
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I think we will go ahead and leave it there for the night, guys. I think we made it to 100 plus likes. I think we made it to 100 likes.
The
Oh, okay.
children are eating tonight.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big shout out to the Rain Gang. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream tonight. If you're watching the replay of it, thank you so much. And leave your comments down below. And if you're new here and you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, because we got a whole lot more headed your way.
Come on now.
But with that being said, this has been episode 49 of the Purple Rain podcast. I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
And as always, thank you for coming through to the Purple Rain podcast. Everybody, I mean, we're 150 viewers at this point. So thank you so much. And as always, stay positive. Test negative. Oh, hold up. We just got a super chat.
We did. Asmodeus says, I've been listening for the last hour, but was driving. Do you think Ben Cleveland can become the next Marshall Yonda? # Big Mac for you. Hey, man, anything is possible.
It is. And the way he looked on his film, just mauling dudes, I don't see why not.
And one thing's for sure, he'll definitely have the opportunity to pancake and maul guys all day, because you know how much we love to run the ball, like I was just saying. So it's possible, Asmodeus, and thank you so much for the super chat donation. He did. He caught us. Last second buzzer beater.
Thank you.
But yeah,
as I was saying, stay positive, test negative, and
most importantly, call God. We're gonna catch you guys in the next one.